Subscribe, please.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Gimpy, and giving you just a little heads up here. This is going to be part 1, but it's actually part 2 of a learning playthrough series I'm kind of doing on Desert Heat right before I get paused for a little bit. The short gist is I'm just playing it a little bit to learn the game, and I figured I'd record it just for anyone who wanted to watch it. I'm not putting graphics up, just a quick recording, what you see is what you get kind of deal. I already recorded part 1 and had played through and kind of introduced the game, and the file got corrupted. And I didn't find that out until after I'd already deleted it. But since not too much had happened in part 1, I went ahead and just said, screw it, I'm just going to continue on and pick it up from here, part 2, which is actually going to be part 1 now, because I just don't have time to take and restart the series at this point. So it's just me playing the game, learning the game. This is some of my first hands-on time with Nations at War, so I'm not an expert at it or anything like that. It's very similar to World at War 85 and the basic mechanics, chit pull type system on who's activating the whole nine. So that's what you guys are going to see on that. I do apologize for the first set getting, deleted. That's just my goof. It happened. Corrupted files just happen occasionally. But like I said, not much happened. Basically, it was just the scenario, which is the Vichy French are under attack by the Americans, who have to take the town that the Vichy French start on it. So it's a set in Morocco, and the Americans are landing and pushing in, and the French are trying to fight them back. So that's the scenario that's going on. And I showed the majority of the units in part 1, but the main thing is both sides have infantry. The American infantry can switch to half-track mode. The Americans also have Stuart tanks and M3 Lee tanks, and the French have R-35s. The French also have an artillery strike they can call in, and the Americans have an airstrike that they're able to call in, which is actually a chit, which you guys will see in-game. So this is going to pick up with the starting back into the middle of the game. It's still turn 1 when I think this video starts, so you really aren't missing a whole lot of the actual gameplay itself. So again, I apologize, and let's get on with the match. Hey guys, welcome back. It's your favorite Gimp with the Limp, and I am back with a little more Nations at War Desert Heat. I can't be the only one that thinks the name of this game has a little bit of a porno sound to it. Come on, girl, it's time for some Desert Heat. Alright, anyway, we're going to take and continue on where I left off. Remember, keep in mind, I'm not posting up the graphics for the counters just to save myself time when it comes to editing, since I am so time crunched right now. And this is also a learning game for me. This is not a learning game for you guys to learn where I'm a master of it. This is just me playing through the game some and recording it to let you guys watch it to see a little more of what it's all about, while I kind of learn my way through it at the same time. One of the things that I did notice from the last one is the chaos marker. I was thinking it actually went in every time. It doesn't. The scenario will say specifically if it goes in and when it goes in. This one doesn't, so I took the chaos marker out of it. So we're not worrying about that one on this one. Also, I think this guy should have had concealment when the airstrike came in. We're not going to worry about going back and updating it, but I think concealment actually would have taken effect for that. Also, for all of the American units down here, they're all ops complete, but so you guys can see, what the units actually are, I'm just placing one ops complete marker here to keep me remembering the fact that they're all ops complete. And this one over here, I've got him marked as well. That way, you can see, hey, there's half tracks and tanks and infantry, whatever, there, instead of just a bunch of red and black markers there across it. So, all right, let's get back at it. We're still on the first turn. We're still trying to take the city. And now we're drawing for our next counter to see what's going to happen. So let's take and randomly reach into our bowl here and see what we get. And we are ending the turn. Okay, not a big deal. There's 2 of these. This isn't going to affect anything. Now, however, if the other end turn marker gets drawn before this group activates, then they don't get to activate this round or this turn, and they'll take and activate the next one. And it's real similar to World at War 85, where they will take and hold one of those end turn markers. So the French player would hold on to this marker the next turn until the units that didn't activate get to activate. So just the same way as the other game, if you don't activate one turn, dice gods are against you that round, you will activate the next turn. So good stuff. Set that over to the side and we will draw ourselves another counter. Come on, my bowl's getting a little empty, and we got dust. Okay. This one I'm just going to place. I'm going to leave this one here just so I keep it in mind that it is in play. Actually, I'm going to have to put it back in the bowl there at the end of the turn. Now, the way dust works in this game is that, let's see, there's a little special thing in the rule book here about it. Okay, it's going to take and stay in effect until the next turn when it's get back in the cup, and when it's drawn again, dust effects go away, okay? And then when a unit is firing, if it's firing at a unit that is marked ops complete, or firing at a unit where line of sight goes through a hex of a unit that is marked ops complete, the firing unit suffers a +1 to its hit number. And then that's going to be just like how we were handling it down over here. If the to hit number is already 6, then they're going to reduce the firepower by 1. Same thing, and if it reduces the firepower to 0, then it's too dusty and the unit can't fire. All right. It says it's not the equivalent of a formation marker and does not necessitate the need to withhold an end turn marker if the dust marker is not pulled. All right, so if you don't pull it during a round, it's no big deal. But if you do pull it, you got to go with the effects. So dust is in effect right now, which is actually a good thing for the American units because they're all marked ops complete right now. So we've got 2 markers left in the cup, end turn and the French. If the French come up, they get to try to rally and put some rounds downrange and all that good stuff. So we got the French, Vichy French. Okay, they're going to activate. Don't have to worry about concealment because these guys are going to be attacking now. Let's see, what are we going to do here? Well, the first thing they're going to do is try to get rid of this disrupted marker from their cannon. They're going to try to roll their morale value or under, and that is, let me turn this right way. You guys can see right there, top right number, just like in other lock and load games, the morale number is up there in the top right. It is a 6. So the French are looking for a 6 or under to take and remove that disruption from that guy. So let's take and roll for him real quick and see what we get. All right. That means that he does not rally this turn, and he will have to wait to his following turn to attempt to rally. So we'll take and put that disruption marker back on him. And let's see what we get here. Now we have tank, infantry over here. I don't think they have, yeah, he's got an HMG over here and a couple infantry, and they're in improved position. Similar to what they have on that side, but no HMG. That's not going to do them any good, and I'm kind of thinking it's best to leave the infantry there. They're in improved positions. They're already going to be hard to hit at range, especially with dust and everything that's going on there. So with the improved position, the infantry are almost dug in. So they're going to be real hard to hit. They don't get just an extra dice. They actually get just a flat 1 off. So you have to do 2 hits to do just a single to them. All right. So the tanks, and I'm thinking that some of these tanks might want to move up. Like this one can move up and still fire, but he would be reduced. And then he would be reduced again because of dust. So he can't move up. Yeah, because since they are a 3-2-6 unit, let's pull it right up there so you guys can see it. He would take and add a +1 to his to hit if he tried to fire at an extended range. That would reduce him down to 1 dice since you can't go above 6. And then because dust is in effect, you would do it again, which reduced him down to 0. So there's really no point in those tanks moving up while dust is in effect because they can't do anything. The only thing they can do is try to fire with this 1 unit here to see if they get a hit, just a one-off. They get one die looking for a 6 to try to get a hit. That's pretty much the best that they can do. Let's see. Yeah, because they can't move. The American units have the bonus of not suffering a penalty when they move and fire. These guys don't have that. They're going to get penalized. They have to pretty much stay put. So if the HQ was with them, it'd be a different story. They'd have more dice to lose, and they could take and move up a little bit. But all right, we're just going to take and have the single one here, attempt to make a shot, probably on this closest Stewart that's running up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hexes away. So he can't shoot there either. I just realized it's extended range, which does the same thing. They can't fire. They literally just cannot fire, period. They can't afford to lose any dice because he gets a +1 to his to hit roll because of trying to fire at extended range, which reduces him down to 1 dice. And then he loses another dice because of dust. So they can't do a move and fire. They can't do a stationary fire. They can't do anything. The infantry can't do anything. They're pretty much just stuck. Ooh, this is actually kind of a interesting turn of events. Makes it to where they can only do any type of combat during dust at effective or less range. And their point blank range, since the range is 3, is going to be literally 1 hex away. So they're not going to get too much of a bonus. These guys, the Lees, they can be 2 hexes away and get a short range attack, a point blank attack, where they get 1 subtracted from their attack. So they can stand off just a little bit and fire into them. All right, yeah, I guess we're just going to have to wipe it because the infantry aren't going to move. The tanks can't move, not without losing their defensive bonus that they have. There's no reason to move them out of the town. We're just going to take and go to the next turn. All right, give me a sec. I'll cut this and we'll go to the next turn. Okay, so since not a lot happened there, we're going to take and go ahead and continue on into our next turn. I'll kick that over to turn 2. I removed the ops complete, and I took the chaos marker and just set it there just to, as a mnemonic device for me to go, hey, dust is still in effect. That's the only reason it's sitting there, since I only have the single dust marker. We are set. One thing, I don't remember if I mentioned it earlier or not, the P40, you do have to roll to see if it runs out of ammo, fuel, whatever. And basically you have to roll, greater than the amount of hits that it did. So since it did 1 hit and caused a disruption there, then I had to roll 2 or higher for it to still be good. If I roll 1 or under, so equal to or less than the hits that were caused, it's out of ammo and it's removed from the cup for the rest of the match. So I still have the P40. I went ahead and rolled for it. So it's still good. I can draw him again. And if he does like a big hit where he gets like 3 hits in, then there's a good chance that I could lose the P40. But if he only does 1, there's a good chance he'll still be sticking around. All right, so let's take and shuffle up and deal, and we will draw some counters here and see what goes on. All right, we got the French again. Okay, so this is going to be, this is the same situation that we were just in at the previous turn. Dust is still in effect. Okay, dust isn't going to affect them. Dust is not going to affect them now because it's ops complete, I think. When firing at a unit that is marked ops complete, or firing at a unit where the line of sight goes through a hex of a unit that is marked ops complete. Okay, so these guys should still be able to do a little something now because dust is not going to affect them. Now, concealment is going to be in effect for my guys, so let's take and place a concealment marker down because they're not marked ops complete. And they are not within range of any of that other stuff. Like I said, they're going to take and add that concealment requirement, like all the stuff for it, to a player aid. I've already seen it. It looks good. So this little set of doohickeys is going to be on the new player aids that they're working on. Okay, so ops complete, moving, adjacent, or recon. And none of my guys are under that, so they're going to have concealment. Okay, so what are we going to do here? If this one moves up, he can take and fire a single shot because he would be moving, firing. He'd be adding a +1 to his hit. It's going to cost him a die. But with dust not affecting it, he can get 1 off, and this HQ can move up to try to take and get more towards my forces. So let's start with that then. We will take and have... No, because that's right, extended range reduces them too. That's just, these guys with the extended range penalty, they just don't have enough going for them with their low range, low firepower, low everything. They've pretty much got to fire at point blank range or effective range just to be able to attack. Is with the R35s requiring a 6 to take and hit, more than 1 penalty takes away all their firepower. So he would lose 1 for moving up and then another for extended range. Can't fire. And if I move him up, he's going to take and just be in the open to take more shots from my tanks. So that's the thing. The French really have nothing to do but sit there and wait for the American forces to get in here and get within range to do some hurt on them. So this guy will take the single shot that he can at extended range. He's going to get to roll 1 die looking for a 6 because he is getting the extended range penalty, but he is not getting the dust penalty because these guys are not ops complete. So looking for a 6. No 6. So he will be marked as ops complete. Should maybe the infantry over here kind of make a bum rush? Well, no, because they're going to be out of command range. 1, 2, 3, 4. They can only go to there and stay in command range. 1, 2. Yep, right over here, which is not going to be anywhere near close enough, but it would get them in range of that Stuart being able to do it. If they move up, they're just begging to get shot out in the open with no defense. So the infantry will stay there. I think the French are just going to stay in this spot and wait. That's pretty much all they can do. Let's take and place the concealment marker there. He's not going to have it, but he'll have it. So we'll place it to this right side so I remember. Okay, let's take and draw our next counter and see what we have going on. We've got our P40 again. Yay. All right. We're going to finish off that gun. All right, P40's going for the gun again, seeing if we can take and get something going with this. He's 3, looking for 3s, and the gun is concealed. So he's getting 2 dice for defense. All right, come on. I need to take this guy out here. Come on. Anything but 1s and 2s. Ah, there we go. 3 hits. But here's the thing. How many of them are going to get through? Now actually, I don't think it matters since I got 3 hits and he's a reduced unit. He's dead anyway, but we'll roll his defense because he's getting 1 for concealment and then 1 for the building. Actually, he's a soft target. He is a soft target because he doesn't have a defensive bonus, so he gets 3 dice. He doesn't get just 2 because the town gives 2 dice for soft targets. So he's looking for 5 and 6s. Oh, he lost it. Good God, that was close. 2 of them, man. 2 of them. Oh, it was close. But he is down. 1 hit takes him out. So we will pop him off. He's been taken out. Move this disrupted marker. Pop that back over there. And we will take and go ahead and roll for our aircraft here to see if he's going to take and go back or not. We're good. All right. So he gets to go back into the cup to do another set of attacks on the next one. I really need to move this HQ unit up so they can take and call in some artillery fire because it's kind of blocked off right now. Although this town opening up will allow them to move another tank in to this forward position on the next turn, so that'll help them out a little bit. Okay, so let's take and draw ourselves another counter, see what we're going to have. And we got dust. Okay, so dust is done now. So we get to take that off. We're good. We're going back to the cup. See what we get. We got end turn. Okay. Don't miss my tanks. I got to do it because if we if we have another turn where it's my guys don't get to move like a little closer and attack, then This is going to be like a low-scoring game, so let's take and see what we get going on here. And we got intern, son of a bitch. Okay. That means the Americans get to hold this end turn marker, and then they get to go again on the next turn, or like it guarantees them the chance to go on the next turn since they missed theirs this turn. No big deal in the grand scheme of things, but it is a little pain in the butt. So let me take and clear these markers off. I'm just kind of leaving that there as like a reminder for me for concealments taking effect in certain situations. And we will throw these back into the cup. Move up to turn 3. And yeah, we've got a few minutes. We haven't gone too long. Let's take and do one more round here. Stir this up a little bit and see what we get. We got the Americans. They're going to kick some butt now. Okay, so now they're going to attack. And since they got drawn, I can take and throw that end turn marker back in there. Let's see here. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? They're going to take and move up. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He is just in range. And 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I can get all the way up here with my command range. So I can move this tank up to about here and start putting fire into this set of infantry that's over here. So we'll start with that with my recon tank. Plus, it'll take away their concealment bonus for these guys up front. So 1, 2, 3. We'll move to there. He does not get a movement penalty. The American units don't suffer from the movement penalty, which is actually kind of interesting that it talks about the BAR, the Browning automatic rifle, being so good and keeping them from getting the movement penalty. But, oh well, takes a joy too. Now, the Stuart, you can tell this one, it has that R to the right because it's recon. Oh, I should have marked what hex that was in. But its HE firepower is 325. So it's got a range of 3, rolling 2 dice, looking for a 5. Now, I think it was this one. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's 3 hexes away. He was in range. Okay, so since it's 5s, he still gets to roll 2 dice. But now he's looking for 6s since he did his move and attack. So we'll take and roll 2 dice, see if I can get a 6, and put some HE firepower, machine guns into those infantry there. See if we can take some out. You see that shit? Dice gods have been against me today, man. I'll tell you what, we had a league night for my X-Wing league that I play in, and it wouldn't. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was a good match. It went long, but there at the end, it was both of us just fighting it out, and I ended up having to concede because I ran out of time. But just, what a brutal match. Okay. He is ops complete. Let's see. Can I move this guy up far enough to... if he moves up enough to be within long range or effective range of him... 1, 2, 3... If he goes right there, it'll be 1, 2, 3... But they will have the advantage at that point because they will be in town where they get an extra die versus my Stuarts. But screw it. We got to get some firepower going. So we'll move this guy up. 1, 2. I want to go there. We're going to go 1, 2. Because that'll give him an extra one. But it's just 1 out of range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can get up to there. Oh, but I can get op fired against. I was thinking about that. They can op fire on him if I move instead of trying to attack at long range. Okay, so since they can op fire and the conditions are good, if he op fires, he'd just be rolling 1 dice looking for a 6. Gimpy, find some balls and push. They're just French people. You can take them out. Okay, let's take and do this then. 1, 2. That gets him within 3, so he's firing at effective range at this point. No long range penalty, but he is getting the move and fire penalty, which means he's looking for 6s. And we're going to have this front tank op fire on him first. So he's getting 2 dice, but he's firing at the effective range. So 1, 2, 3. Yep. So he's rolling 2 dice, looking for 6s. This is R35 firing on the Stuart. Yep, no hit. It was their best chance to actually get an attack in at this point, but he is now ops complete. Now I get to fire. I've got 2 dice looking for 6s as well, since I'm getting a to hit penalty for moving. And it's all right though. The dice gods hate me. And it's all right. So he's moved up. With that one already firing, I can race this other Stuart up as well. 1, 2, 3. I'll take another shot. He's going to go to there and do the same thing. 2 dice, looking for 6s. Come on, give me a 6 here. There we go, got a hit. Now, his defense is 2, so he gets bonus 1 for the building. He's taken 1 hit. He just needs 1 dice to come up 6, and he's good. Watch it. It's going to be like all 6s. Ah, we got 1 through! Finally! It only took 3 turns. Other than that, my airplane's been the only one doing any damage. Okay, so he's disrupted. And now he's ops complete. Now we're doing good. Now we're getting some fire down range. Let's see. Where are we going to go? I can move up with my infantry. I can move up with these guys. They're slow, so I just want to move the Lees up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're just going to move all 3 Lees up. Right there behind them. And go right there. And this one. That way they can get close and actually start putting some fire down range. And where are we going to go with our infantry? See, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got a cone with my command out to here. So I might have some infantry flank around on them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, right there, 4, 5 for defense. See, he's here, 1, 2. That'd be 3, 4, 5, so you can go there. Can only get to there. I want to get a little farther up. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Screw it, 5. We'll go there. And then this one will go. What is this? This is the one with the bazooka. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're shooting up to there. And these infantry will also flank up. 1, 2, 3. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, its command range goes to there. 4. See, 1, 2, 3. All right, so I'm going to go to there with him and move this one up to here. But this tank has a line of sight over here, and he's going to take a chance to op fire onto my American units. He is losing a die because it's extended range. That's why I stopped him there. So he's going to take and do it, the R35. He's got 1 chance to hit a 6 to try to blow one of my half tracks out. So, no, he got it! Oh, son of a monkey's knuckle, he got it down. Okay, here we go. I need to roll 6 twice to save this guy. Well, 6 is what I rolled for him. Now I've got to roll it again to save the half track from being disrupted. No! And this one is just 2 half tracks, right? Yeah, so it's 2 half tracks in that hex, but it doesn't matter which one he was shooting at. Okay, come on, baby. Give me a 6. Give me a 6. Hit the 6. It's all about the sex, baby. Oh, no! That's what I'm talking about. 1 off. And it gets disrupted. Oh, well, we're pushing up on the town anyway. We're going to finally be able to do a little pain to these guys. Okay, let's take in. I think that finishes up. So, yeah, these guys all moved up. These guys all moved up. Okay, just to make it easier for you guys to see, like I said, we will take and pull these off, and I'll just leave 1 off to the side so you can see what units are are what. And we'll just leave it like that. So I know all these guys are ops complete and all these guys are ops complete. So none of them are going to be getting their concealment bonus, which I would really like to have. Oh, all right. We'll do it that way. We'll draw ourselves one more counter and probably call it because we're hitting about the 30-minute mark. And I know that's about where I want to leave it for you guys. So let's draw one more counter and see what we get. And then we will call it for the video. We got dust again. Okay. So we'll leave the dust here so we know dust is in effect. And then when we pick up, we'll pick up with the second half of turn 3 and see what is left. Okay, the French still have to activate, and I still have an airstrike. And then we've got 2 end turn markers left for this turn. So the French are going to have a chance to actually put some hurt down range. They can move this 1 tank up into this building so they can actually start attacking out. The infantry, they've only got soft. Well, they've got soft and HE and AP is what I mean. Their AP is only a range of 1. So while my infantry are in their half tracks, they have to be adjacent to attack them. So that's not going to work for them. But my infantry, oh, they only got a range of 2. I was going to say I could move them up. Okay. No. See, the rule is, right? Because I was thinking, okay, I could take and move the half track forward 1 hex and then pop them over into their infantry mode to fire, but it doesn't work that way because when you do that, basically the unloading cost or whatever you have left is deducted from the thing. So like I can't take and have excess movement points left over is what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to have 5 movement points unless I start off in the half track. If I plan on going into infantry, I'm only going to have 3 movement points, which is what it costs to unload. So I basically either unload or I stay in the half track. So right now it's still more conducive for me to stay in the half track since that gives me at least some type of defense as I'm moving up because I have no defense otherwise and I'm out here in a clearing. I'm going to need to get onto these guys and probably just push into an assault to see if I can take them out, possibly, or maybe gun them down with the help of the Stuart over on this side. Have the, well, I've only got to take the town. I've only got to take out the tanks. It doesn't matter what happens with the infantry, and the infantry's AP is so weak that they're not going to do a whole lot to my tanks. So if I can bust up the tanks, then it doesn't really matter if the infantry is left, so I'll probably just focus down the tanks. All right, but we're going to leave it here, and we will pick up with the final part of turn 3, and then however many turns I can play probably tomorrow. And I'll see how far I can play through this game. I want to play through it enough so you guys can see as much of it as possible, because this is probably the last thing I'm filming before I'm down for a few weeks. All right, you guys take care. I'll catch you in the next one.